As some of you know, we do a lot of counseling now, and been doing it for the last 26 years around the world. Some people who are in the LA area, they come in for it. Others, we do it by Skype or telephone. And it's amazing. And what we're doing is rebuilding men. Helping men, or pointing the way for men to go back, return to the Father. And when you can love your earthly father, you can then love God, because your earthly father represents Christ on earth. There is an order to life, spiritual order. God in Christ, Christ in man, man over woman, and woman over children. And whenever men and women are turned away from their fathers, earthly fathers, they are turned away from God. They know about him, some do, but they don't know him because they don't have that personal relationship with their earthly father. Well, I'm from the old school. Young man from the old school. And I wanted to talk to you a minute about dating. And this is for the guys. Because men have truly lost their way. I never thought that I would see the day when you got to tell men how to be a man. Normally that is taught by example from fathers. And when I say examples, in the good old days when boys were boys and men were men, father didn't sit down and say, here's how you be a man. They were an example, and as kids are growing up, they would see it and become it. They would pattern after their fathers. But not anymore. Not anymore. And so we're telling men how to be a man. And they don't know how to be a man. And some of these guys are like 40, 50, and 60 years old. Once I was 60 years old, my mama told me, boy, you better get yourself a wife or you'll be lonely. And so here's an issue, men. Listen closely. Dating. Dating have gone wild for men. Dating. You know what dating is, right, James?
Yes.
Let me ask this question. When you go out dating, and you start dating this woman, you meet this woman at the club or online. You said you would never date a woman online, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And you're too proud?
Yeah.
I don't blame you. That's embarrassing.
Right.
Can't get a woman, can't get a date, got to go online.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought my wife online. But anyway, dating. So when you date, do you find yourself paying for everything for the woman? Like paying for the food, letting her live with you, or paying her rent, buying her a car, taking her on these trips, and paying for the trips, vacation to New York and Florida, and you're paying for it, buying her clothes. What do you think about men who are dating and doing those things for the woman?
That's way beyond what's traditional. And normally, to me, it even seemed to be kind of overboard to even take them on a trip like that, on a vacation. Because, yeah, it just seems like too far. They act like they're married.
What's the tradition?
Traditional dating is you just take them to dinner and a movie or something like that, or lunch or coffee or whatever.
Yeah.
And yeah, you usually pay for that stuff, especially when you're the one inviting, because normally the man is the one who invites and asks her out. But
so what has happened to men that they have allowed themselves to be manipulated to pay for everything while they're just dating the person? You're not even sure if this is going to be your wife or not. It's just dating. and yet they're paying for everything. And they feel obligated to pay for it, and the women are taking advantage of it. It was like a welfare program.
It's a wannabe gentleman thing.
No, that's
Yeah.
weak.
No, it is. It is a weak, but it's also a
That's
wannabe.
pathetic.
I think it's also an outcropping of how rampant and accepted that all this sex before marriage thing
Yeah.
is. Because the more you do that, the more, oh, I have to be gentlemanly with even taking her around to these vacations and trips, and I don't know about paying rent.
The only reason these men are doing it, well, two reasons. It become a mama and son relationship, and the men are trying to get sex and comfort. They're trying to please the woman so they can get comfort.
Yeah.
But I'm counseling with men right now, literally, and this is real.
Mm-hmm.
They're dating these women. They're taking these on these major trips and paying for the trips. They're getting these expensive hotels for their girlfriend. They are buying cars. I know guys who are literally paying rent. The woman said, "Oh, honey, I can't pay rent." They're paying the rent and everything. And I want men to know, any man who is doing this for a girlfriend, this is not your wife. You are a weak, pathetic, poor excuse of a man, and that woman is taking advantage of you. She has no respect for you at all. She's playing you.
Yeah.
And
You're using each other
it's impolite to do that. It's not.
to pay for all that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's impolite. It shows a lack of respect for the woman and for yourself.
Yeah, it's trying to control her.
Yeah. It's just a date. You're supposed to, here you go, guys. When you go out on a date, if you invite the woman out, just pay for a nice meal. Don't go into the hundreds and $200 of that either. Don't try to stuff her. Let her finish eating when she get home and eat her own food. Stop paying for her rent. Do not pay for a woman a girlfriend trip to paradise. Let her pay for her own trip. And Jane pointed out, you should not be going on a trip with her anyway if you're not married, unless you're going to stay in a separate hotel or a separate room in the hotel. But you got to cut this out, guys. You only weaken yourself. It's not righteousness to pay for all this stuff for a girlfriend, and then it doesn't last anyway. The relationships don't even last.
Yeah.
And they just go to the next woman and start paying all over again. They start paying, they're spending. I know guys, I've been counseling with guys around the country and around the world who are spending this money, truckloads of money on women.
And
Girlfriends.
There's women who make careers out of using men like this, too.
Yes. They know how to manipulate them.
themselves.
It's like a welfare queen. She knows how to work the system.
Yeah.
So these women know how to work real men. They used to be called gold diggers,
Yeah.
but they don't have to dig too deep because the men are weak.
Yeah.
Back in a moment. I'm counseling with a man out of New Zealand, and he moved this woman in, and they were dating. They say he knew she was living in his home 6 days a week, and now she just kind of lived there. And he take her on these grand trips and buy her things and shopping, and he had no idea that he was not supposed to do that. He didn't know. He thought that's the way men are supposed to treat girlfriends today. I told him, no, that's not the way to do it. All right? I advise him to cut it out immediately, make her go back home to her place, and they just date. Leave out the sex. One of the worst things that men and women can do once they start dating is to have sex. It changes everything. The man the man is looking for love through sex, and the woman is looking for control by way of sex. She's like the sex dealer, and he is like the sex addict. And there's control, and the relationship does not work well. I was talking to, does not work well because it become mom and son relationship. I was talking to a guy at the barbershop and who happened to be a Hispanic guy. He was like, "Yeah, you were right about that." He said he just broke up with a girl he had met, and he saw that the girl was crazy. These are his words. He saw right away she was emotional, had a lot of issues, and he decided he was not going to have sex with her because he knew it would make everything difficult. And he did not have sex with her, according to him. And when they broke up, it was easy. It was an easy breakup. She didn't become, violent and threatening and running him down. And he was able to just walk away from it because they didn't have that emotional tie. It's best to date, get to know each other, hang out, talk about things, just kind of date. And so, guys, here's what I'm recommending to all the guys, and I'm telling this guy out of New Zealand to just date. Send this girl back home, wherever she came from, and let her live in her place. You live in your place. When you go out, have some fun. Don't spend your money on her like that. Pay for the meal if you invite her out, and just get to know each other. Keep it separate. Keep a space there. Don't pay her rent. And I'm telling guys, if you have that much money where you can send your girlfriend on trips and go on trips and do all that, take that money and invest it while you have it. It's a blessing to have it, so be wise with your money. Put it in the bank or in some investment account where you can make a little interest on it. Buy an apartment building, buy a house, buy rental property. Invest, and when time go by, if you ever decide, quote unquote, that you want to retire, you wouldn't have to worry. Your property would take care of you. Your investments would take care of you. If you got that much money to waste on a woman that's going to leave anyway, why not invest it in yourself? And then when you get married, then you'll have money, and you'll have the know-how to take care of your wife and children. Women do not respect men that spend money on them like that. You're spoiling them. They lose respect for you. All right? In the good old days, that did not happen. Men knew naturally not to do that. It's a girlfriend. It's not your wife. Two people coming together to see if this is going to be your wife. So cut it out. You would get more respect from a woman if you did it that way. This guy was like, everybody does it, Jesse. All the guys do that. I just got caught up too because everybody around me is doing that. I said, I understand that, but don't you do it. You set the higher standard. You set the example, and you will get respect from your male friends and your girlfriend. You have to have self-control. All right? So, guys, manhood hour here. For my Christmas present to you, for you to have a better life and to develop better relationship with females, stop spending your money on them. Stop buying them clothes and food and trips and expensive hotels. Take that money, invest it. If you got to spend it, invest it. Make it worth something. Because if these women are accepting this kind of money from you, they got other sugar daddies on the side too. Because men who are paying this kind of money, you are a sugar daddy. You're not even a boyfriend in their mind. Women are looking for men that they cannot control. And even then, they'll fight you to try to get control, but they'll prefer not to control you. So you can help them overcome. It's the order of life. Christ would never let a man control him. Why are you allowing women to control you? It doesn't make sense, men. That's natural. You already should know this. This is already it come with your nature. And women don't accept money from men like this. They expect sex from you. They are buying you. All right? respect yourself and don't do it. Get a job. So cut it out, man. Cut out the spending all this money on women. It's not normal. It shows a lack of respect for yourself and for the woman. Dating is simply to get to know each other. You date 7 years. By that time, you should know. Then you get engaged. Then you get married. And then you take care of your wife and children. That's the norm. And if you didn't want sex so badly, they couldn't get your money anyway. The men are only doing it for sex. You don't need to buy sex. Wait and get married and do it properly. Do it the right way, all right? That's my advice. That's my advice for men. Drop your anger, overcome mama, so you can live upright. It is the order of God. God in Christ, Christ in man, man over woman, woman over children. Men are the Christ of the woman, of women. You are the head of your wife as Christ is the head of you. That's what love is. It's not a macho thing. It's not a hate thing. It's not a game. It's the way of life. It's love. All right. I'll take the calls when I come back. 888-77-53-773. Back in a moment.
Best you can do.